Good evening to you. Our top stories tonight. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Ronnie Govinden, has set the bail conditions of the sixth suspect at $2 million and the signing of bail bonds of 500,000 rupees as surety by each of two guarantors. The suspect in the $50 million case reappeared before the court this afternoon in the money laundering case.
Aside from the monetary requirements, the sixth suspect will also have to respect other conditions, which include surrendering her passport and carrying daily visits to the police station. The court has also ordered that suspect number 6 should not interfere with the witnesses and the investigation. The attorney for the Anti-Corruption Commission, Anthony Juliette, through affidavit signed by officer and investigator of the commission, Patrick Humphrey, has today asked the court for the extension of the detention of the sixth suspect after a search of her property showed multiple documents which may possibly link businesses which she is party to the disappearance of the missing $50 million. The defense attorney, Joel Camille, denied that the documents showed any links and argued that after 5 years of investigation, the ACCS should be ready to charge. Additionally, Anthony Juliette also provided the court with a letter from the alleged proxy to the account in the name of the sixth suspect in Australia, denying all responsibility of such, by which Joel Camille argued the document was not valid and that such should be discarded. To recall, 4 transfers were disbursed to that account by the suspect number 1 in January 2007 to November 2010 that the ACCS believes may have come from the missing $50 million, a grant from the UAE. Henceforth, the 6 suspects will reappear before the court along with the other suspects on the 17th of December at 9 a.m.
The 5 suspects in the importation of more than 142 kilos of drugs appeared in court this afternoon, and Chief Justice Ronnie Govinden ordered that they remain on remand for another 14 days. The 5 are also suspected of involvement in human trafficking, a case where Andy Bistoke of Ansopin went missing in early November. He was later found on an Iranian dhow and returned to Seychelles. The prosecution believes he was exchanged for the drugs. Today is UN Human Rights Day. The theme this year is equality, reducing inequalities, advancing human rights. The Seychelles Human Rights Commission has said in a message on this occasion that this year's UN Human Rights Day theme fits perfectly with the promotion mandate of the Commission. It says that since its inception, the SHRC has been advocating for the respect of human dignity. It is the absolute right that is guaranteed to every person from the cradle till the grave. The Commission says that as it partakes in this fight against inequalities, its long-term goal as a Commission is to create education and awareness that elevates human rights so as to bring about positive transformations whereby human rights are given their rightful place in every institution. They are found at the core of every policy and law. And in her message for Human Rights Day, the Ombudsman Nicole Thiron-Girardi says that our own 1993 Constitution of the Third Republic recognizes the inherent dignity and the equal and inalienable rights of all human beings as the foundation for freedom, justice, welfare, fraternity, peace and unity. This year's Human Rights Day, says Mrs. Thiron-Girardi, invites us to reflect on how equality and non-discrimination remain the anchor stones to protecting and promoting human rights for all. In this new normal of the post-COVID-19 pandemic, leaving no one behind calls for a renewed social contract in which equality, inclusion and non-discrimination ensure that power, resources and opportunities are shared more fairly by all. The Association for Rights to Information and Democracy, ARID, and a newly formed group called Freedom Cell have said the rights of people against COVID vaccines are not respected. They said that during a joint press conference this morning at the office of SEPS at Orion Mall. The press conference coincides with Human Rights Day today.
This statement is based on the concerns brought forward by a number of citizens who feel that their rights are being violated because they have decided to decline COVID-19 vaccine. We recognize the rights of citizens to be protected during the time of the SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 pandemic. However, it is equally important to respect the dignity and the decision of those who are not willing to take the vaccine. We advocate for the public, for public health protection, but the measures cannot be biased. Based on present scientific findings, both groups foster community transmission. We are of the view that all related laws and regulations must be proportionate, lawful, necessary, and non-discriminatory. We strongly refute the false concept that the unvaccinated are the main spread of COVID-19 as non-scientific, illegal, and unethical. Therefore, we discourage any such claims and encourage the related authorities to refrain from propagating the likes.
The Anti-Corruption Commission has pointed out that the budget it has received for it and its partners to carry out its responsibilities is not enough. It will also need more resources for security and secondment by other partners. And the Ministry of Finance has acknowledged that the Commission will need more resources, probably as early as the first quarter of next year. These points came out of the debate on the Commission's budget, which is 18,517,000 rupees. The Commission is also getting the help of the European Union and the British government. All members present approved the Commission's budget. The Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Trade is expected to be more efficient in the way it delivers its services now that it has received a consignment of 98 laptops and other IT donated by the United Nations Development Programme. It was the UNDP resident representative to Seychelles, based in Mauritius, Amanda Serumaga, who presented the equipment to Minister Nadi Hassan during a ceremony this morning at the ministry's headquarters at Liberty House.
We're grateful to be able to partner with the government of the Seychelles with respect to many aspects that we were able to discuss today, but in particular with your digital transformation strategy. We all know in the new normal there's going to be different ways of working, and one of them is to proceed to paperless government systems, but also helping government systems attain the efficiencies that they can through being able to work remotely, being able to process documentation faster, in a sense making also an ease of doing a business.
This consignment of IT equipment, which include laptops and other electronic gadgets, comes at an opportune time when the government is moving forward with its plan to digitalize its services to become more efficient. As we start laying the foundation to launch the digital economy, the government has to lead the process and lead by example, by digitalizing the public service in order to enable its system to do more with less. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown not only us, but the world, that we have to change our normal way of doing things. We have to adapt and adopt new ways of doing things, and the use of technology in our everyday work is no longer an exception nor a luxury, but it is the norm. As the custodian of our country's financial system and economy, my staff have worked tirelessly during the testing time to ensure that the government honors all its obligations and commitments. And more often than not, they have done this by working from home. It has not been easy because we have faced many technological challenges. However, they have persevered. I have to say that I am proud of my team, and I thank them for their hard work. This consignment being donated by the UNDP today will go a long way in guaranteeing business continuity during any crisis for my ministry.
And those are our main stories so far this evening. Good evening.